From his $48 million Miami mansion to hell on earth where chaos reigns. Just some of the words used to describe the Metropolitan Detention Center where Sean Diddy Combs is now being held without bail after pleading not guilty to sex trafficking and racketeering charges.
Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
It's been a wild ride in the courtroom for Diddy lately, and things just got real. The music mogul is finally coming clean about his past, admitting how many lives he's truly affected. With the life sentence confirmed, it's clear that no one is above the law. Stick around as we break down the shocking revelations and what this means for Diddy's future. Diddy went from having his lavish parties stacked with guests such as Jay-Z, Travis Scott, Mary J. Blige, Chris Brown, and many more, to sharing a cell with El Mayo and R. Kelly. What a ride. Fast forward to 2024, and things are looking way different for Diddy. His career is hanging by a thread. He's been hit with serious charges in New York, including kidnapping, drugging, and forcing women into sexual acts, some involving guns and threats. Crazy, right? The same mansion where he threw those legendary parties got raided by the police back in March. They found drugs, guns, and over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, allegedly meant for those wild freak-offs Diddy's been accused of hosting. These were reportedly drug-fueled, over-the-top sex parties. Diddy's pled not guilty to all the charges, and he's fighting to clear his name. This all comes after a rough year for Diddy, who's been slapped with multiple lawsuits from women accusing him of sexual assault. One of the biggest cases was filed by Cassie, Diddy's ex, in November 2023. They had a long on-and-off relationship, but Cassie's lawsuit painted a dark picture. She claimed Diddy used his power to manipulate and abuse her, beating her, coercing women into freak-offs, and even recording them without their knowledge. She also accused him of trying to scare Kid Cudi away from dating her by blowing up his car. Diddy denied everything, calling it extortion. But they settled the case a day later for an undisclosed amount. After Cassie's case, more women came forward. One lawsuit from the 90s accused Diddy of drugging and assaulting a woman when she was in college. Another woman said Diddy raped her and her friend over 30 years ago. And just before the New York Adult Survivors Act expired, more cases popped up. Diddy denied all of it, saying these claims were nothing but a money grab. Then in December, things got even crazier. A woman sued Diddy, saying she was sex trafficked and involved in a gang R by him, former Bad Boy president R4PED, and another man back in 2003 when she was just 17. She claimed she was drugged, and the whole thing left her in so much pain, she barely remembered how she got home. Diddy and Pierre both called the allegations false and a desperate move for cash. Fed up, Diddy broke his silence on Instagram on December 6th, saying, "Enough is enough." He went off about how these accusations were attacks on his character and legacy, and made it clear he didn't do any of the things being said. Now he's ready to fight for his name, his family, and the truth. By February 2024, more wild allegations came flying Diddy's way. Lil Rod, who worked on the Love album, hit Diddy with a lawsuit. He claimed Diddy made some unwanted sexual moves and forced him to hire prostitutes and get involved with them. Rod even said Diddy tried to groom him into hooking up with another dude, claiming it was normal in the industry. Diddy's lawyer straight up called Rod a liar, saying the whole thing was made-up fiction. Then in May, things got worse when CCTV footage from 2016 leaked. The video, shared by CNN, showed Diddy pushing Cassie to the ground and kicking her in a hotel hallway. He later apologized, saying he was disgusted with himself. But that was just the beginning. More lawsuits kept coming. In May, former model Crystal McKinney sued Diddy, accusing him of drugging her and forcing her to perform oral sex back in 2003. Just 2 days later, April Lampros filed her own lawsuit, accusing Diddy of multiple sexual assaults between 1995 and 2000. She said their relationship started romantic but quickly became abusive, even claiming he made her take ecstasy and hook up with his girlfriend. By July, former adult film star Adria English joined the chorus, claiming Diddy had groomed her into sex trafficking at his star-studded parties between 2004 and 2009. But Diddy's legal team held their ground, saying no amount of lawsuits could change the fact that Diddy's never assaulted or trafficked anyone. In September, Diddy's legal drama hit a new level. He no-showed at a virtual court hearing for a case filed by Derek Lee Cardello Smith, a Michigan inmate who claimed Diddy drugged and assaulted him at a party in 1997. The no-show ended in a default judgment, with Diddy being ordered to pay $100 million. His lawyers filed an emergency motion to undo that ruling. Just a day later, Diddy was hit with another lawsuit from Dawn Richard, a singer from Danity Kane and Diddy Dirty Money. She accused him of sexual and verbal abuse during their time working together. The heat really turned up on September 16th, when Diddy got arrested in a Manhattan hotel room after a grand jury indictment. The next day, Diddy was formally charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and forcing women into prostitution. Prosecutors painted him as the head of a criminal operation that abused women, running freak-offs, drug-fueled, days-long orgies with male prostitutes. His crew allegedly booked the hotels, handled the drugs, and even taped the parties to keep victims quiet. Prosecutors said he used violence and threats to keep everyone in line. Diddy's lawyer came back saying these freak-offs were all consensual, and his client pled not guilty. But the judge wasn't convinced, especially with Diddy's history of substance abuse and anger issues. They denied him bail, worried he'd interfere with the case. So now, Diddy's stuck in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, waiting for his trial. Diddy's situation just got even more serious. Word is, he's on suicide watch while he waits for his trial at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, according to sources. Right now, it's not clear if Diddy's actually suicidal or if they're just keeping an eye on him because he's still in shock. But sources say it's a precaution while they figure out where his head's at. For those who don't know, suicide watch means constant check-ins to make sure inmates don't hurt themselves, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. In court, Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, asked the judge to transfer him to a prison in Essex County, New Jersey. But for now, the Bureau of Prisons is deciding where he'll stay. Diddy's living situation just took a serious nosedive. He was once flexing in Miami and LA mansion. Now, he's stuck in a detention center that's been called straight up disgusting, with some horrifying conditions. Instead of waking up to luxury, Diddy's facing white cinder block walls every morning. Safe to say, Diddy's crib now is nothing like what he's used to. But he ain't the first one to go to this particular place. Other big names like R. Kelly, Fetty Wap, and even Ghislaine Maxwell have been at NYC's notorious Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC. Right now, Diddy's sharing the spot with cartel boss Ismael El Mayo Zambada, who's also waiting on his trial. What company to keep, huh? Diddy's bail got straight up denied by a federal judge who wasn't convinced that his defense team's offer would stop him from messing with witnesses. So, for now, Diddy's got to stay put until his trial for racketeering and sex trafficking charges. He's already pleaded not guilty, but who knows when his day in court will actually come. His lawyer is already working on an appeal. Life in MDC Brooklyn is no joke. The place is known for being understaffed, violent, and having power outages. It's the only federal prison left in NYC after the one in Manhattan got shut down, following Jeffrey Epstein's death in 2019. The feds say they're trying to improve conditions there, but inmates are still dealing with a lot of problems, like that time in 2019 when they were stuck in the dark for a week with no heat. But just how rough is Diddy's current setup? Well, he's sleeping on a steel bed with a thin mattress, no pillow, and stuck in a tiny cell. Plus, for the first few days, he's got no books, nothing to do. It's a straight-up nightmare. Diddy's lawyer said prepping for his trial in a place like that is gonna be tough. He's not wrong either. The prison's been called hell on earth more than once. Back in June, one inmate got stabbed, and another died a month later during a fight. The whole place is overcrowded and neglected. Inmates there even sued after a power outage left them in freezing conditions, and the Bureau of Prisons had to cough up $10 million to settle it. Diddy's new life behind bars? It's a far cry from the lavish lifestyle he used to have. And that's the latest on Diddy, y'all. From mogul status to court battles, things are looking rough for him right now. With all these charges stacking up and more folks coming forward, it's clear that the game he's playing ain't just music anymore. Only time will tell how this all plays out. But for now, Diddy's locked up and facing some serious heat. We'll keep you posted on the moves from the courtroom to the streets, so stay tuned and keep your ears open. You know the drill. The story ain't over yet.